Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back your lovely faces to a brand new video here on the channel. Well, today we're going to be talking about something which is going to be very interesting for a lot of people, because on the channel we've decided to do like a big of a deep dive now going into Scientology. Obviously we are going to be covering the Danny Masterson trial, which is most likely the biggest thing hopefully I'll be doing for this, because it is one hell of a rabbit hole just to go through. But if you can cast your minds back to last Thursday, I did this stream. Masterson's accusers Leah Remini, and in that we talked regarding David Miscavige, the guy who has classed himself as the CEO of Scientology, a chairman of a religion, even though, he shouldn't really be called a chairman because it's not a business. Hence why they get, the religious tax breaks, because they've classed themselves as a religion, not a business. And with that, in the last stream, we were going over that 3 people, ex-Scientologists, they've actually brought a lawsuit against Scientology, David Miscavige, and a whole host of other people that they are claiming that while they were children, they were forced into labor. So that's a very interesting topic, to say the least. And with all of that, obviously, going forward, David Miscavige, he's intentionally avoided the process servers in the States. Obviously, that's a huge, huge thing, because he can't be served. He can't be brought forward and go, I haven't got it. A bit like how we were talking regarding Elon Musk and AH with certain things, because we're like, well, he hasn't been served yet. Is he avoiding them? But going forward with all of this, the plaintiffs, they are 3 residents of Australia. They were longtime members of Scientology's Sea Org, but they've also asked for more time now to find Miscavige. And with that, they've actually asked the courts if they can help. Well, with that, it's kind of interesting to see that we have this. Tampa federal judge Thomas Barber has agreed that Scientology leader David Miscavige has been evading service in a major new labor trafficking lawsuit that was filed in April of this year, and he has given the plaintiffs a court summons that they were asking for. Miscavige, however, is not being served, and the plaintiffs have complained to the court that they have made repeated attempts to find the church leader at his homes and offices, only to be stopped by uncooperative Scientology security guards. Now, with these security guards as well, it's if you've seen any kind of documentary on Scientology, they will literally hound you. They will tell you that they don't know who this person is, he doesn't live here, or they don't work there. And when you got this leader of this religion, who everyone knows worldwide, and they're saying, don't know who he is. But he's the face of your religion. He's the face of your boss. But you're saying he's still not here. It's so many things going on with that. But as you can see, after the latest rounds of failures to serve Miscavige, the plaintiffs asked the court to issue a summons. The court finds plaintiffs' allegations sufficient to allege that the concealment by Miscavige. Plaintiffs allege that they expended significant efforts to locate him, including employing a private investigating firm, conducting public record database searches, and contacting individuals affiliated with defendants. Plaintiffs also allege that they have made at least 14 attempts to personally serve Miscavige at various addresses and were unsuccessful each time. Plaintiffs further allege that Miscavige has taken affirmative steps to conceal his whereabouts and avoid service, including by directing security personnel at his residence and place of business to prevent plaintiffs' process servers from effectuating service. This is kind of huge. I'm not going to show it because I actually got a copyright strike for the 8 seconds of my Scientology movie I showed last week. Got by the BBC, which is kind of interesting. But with this, literally, Louis Theroux, he was trying to say, I got a letter, and they were just slamming the door in his face. They wouldn't do anything, even though he was asking them, can you just hand over this letter? This is how crazy they are. And I will say that Scientology is a cult. It is. It's not a religion. But when you see people who are actively working for them, You know, they got a thing called Squirrel Busters where they hound people. You know, it's like, and then they go on a tirade at you and say, everyone's forgotten about you. You don't care. No one cares about you. Well, if no one cares about them, why are you challenging these people out in the public with cameras? You know, there's so many things. But as you can see, it does go on to say that, obviously, effective service. Finally, plaintiffs allege that Miscavige and his agents, they have refused delivery of 4 requests to waive service. Based on these allegations, the court finds that plaintiffs have met the requirements for substitute service. The plaintiffs had previously asked for more time to serve Miscavige and had asked for a deadline of October 26. Judge Barber gave them until September 12th, which is today. Now, in a new motion, the plaintiffs are asking for additional time to complete the substitute service that the court has granted them. They need more time, they say, in order to go through the following steps. Now, number 1. Service of the summons. First amended complaint upon the Secretary of State. Number 2. Mailing notice to Miscavige that plaintiffs have effectuated substituted service with copies of the amended summons and the first amended complaint. Number 3. Filing a certification of compliance with the statute's procedures and return receipts from the U.S. Postal Service. The certification must be filed on or before the return date of the process or within such time as the court allows. The return date of a summons is 21 days from service. While plaintiffs believe the statutory process can be completed by the return date, the current deadline for serving the defendant is September 12th, 2022, which is today. Plaintiffs respectfully submit that a 4-week extension of the deadline to October 10th, 2022 is an appropriate period that will allow 1 week for issuance of the summons and service upon the Secretary of State and the subsequent 21-day period to the return date for the USPS to attempt delivery of the notices and for the plaintiffs to certify compliance after receiving the Postal Service confirmation. Now, 10th of October, that's when they want this to go forward to. That's a very interesting date because October the 11th, the very following day, is when Danny Masterson goes to trial, another Scientologist. And with all of this, it's interesting to see that they want to go out and try all of this, and they're basically going on like, you know what? Yeah, I don't think I want to do this, but it's going to be very, very interesting to go forward because David Miscavige, he has evaded so many lawsuits over the past, I believe it's like the last 3 decades, maybe 3.5 decades, where he's actually been in charge of Scientology. And he's like, oh, you know, L. Ron Hubbard chose me personally. Maybe, maybe not, you know. But we have heard so many stories regarding this guy. And so I got many more videos coming out regarding it. But with this as well, you know, and like I say, with all of this is all information I have gotten from Tony Ortega, and what this is from his website called The Underground Bunker. I have signed up for his email, for his daily emails, which comes out with all the main stories of the day, and this is where I got this one from today. And like I say, this is very interesting, especially to someone like myself, and offline, I've been speaking with Les, with Soups and Stevie regarding this sort of thing, because religion to myself personally, I don't believe in God. But religion is one of the most fascinating things I've ever come across. To me, it's just absolutely incredible to see all these different types of religions all around the world and how people interact with them. But seeing with this, you know, someone said in chat the other day, it's like Jones, can't remember his surname, but Hugh Jones, the guy who ran a cult. And this is exactly what a cult is. You know, if you haven't seen many things, I do urge you to see My Scientology movie from Louis Theroux, which is a BBC movie. Leah Remini as well, she is one of the biggest ones to come out of Scientology and put so much shade at them. It's absolutely incredible. But there's also a story I'm going to look into, which I may get this week, maybe next week. And supposedly Tom Cruise, who is Scientology's most famous participant, I think is probably the best way to describe it, that he may be taking a step back. Even though David Miscavige, the leader, the CEO, the chairman of this religion, is his best mate and was his best man at his last 2 weddings. So we're going to see how this goes. We will be keeping updated, obviously, but we will have this and other stories regarding it peppered throughout the week. If you are new to the channel, please like and subscribe, hit that notification bell for future updates, and I'll see each and every one of you soon.